am style like a rose, and this is the path that shows. And just like a flower, I will blossom to the first light. There comes the rain, then comes the cold, then comes the sunlight. I will grow, I will flourish, just like a rose.
And we are back. Welcome to another exciting conversation on Style with Roses. Today I am super excited, as I always am, because today we're thinking of talking about then and now. Then and now is a topic that is happening often. I resonate with it because two generations, very different ways of looking at life. So today we're looking at a single mother who has raised amazing children from the corporate space, and this child is just so creative and has become an identity on her own. How do you manage to try and hold down the traditional way of having our children work in corporate, go to school in a certain way, be a doctor, be a nurse, be an accountant? Wow, let's let you be the creative that you are supposed to be. Today I'm speaking to Alina-Lee, Karima, and her mom Matilda, and they're going to take us on their journey and share how the then and now dynamics happen in their personal journey. Stay with us, very excited, very heart touching. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And hello, welcome back. If you've been watching from the beginning, you saw that I've got two amazing women with me today. I am super excited because we're cutting across two generations, and I resonate, so I'm a bit selfish with this particular one because I've got my sister Matilda, the beautiful one, looking amazing. Matilda is a stunning, strong woman who has traveled a long journey in the corporate space, winning a lot of awards in terms of managing teams, running customer service, organizational skills, and building the impactful sales and marketing teams. I can't even describe it. And then she takes a step back because she's got this stronger daughter that she has raised herself, one of two. The children are now so powerful that you're like, I need to keep holding their hands and walk this journey with them. And the other child is Alina-Lee Karima, her favorite girls. This girl is on fire. You've got to hear this story. I'm not going to take away her story from you. You've got to keep watching. But Alina-Lee is a multi-award winning chef. She is a recipient of the Queen's, is it the Queen's Commonwealth?
The Queen's Young Leader Award, yeah.
Queen's Young Leader Award, there you go. But most importantly, this young lady from when she was 16 started her own movement, Women Economic Empowerment, for ladies in disadvantaged areas of Lusaka, Zambia. And it's just been exploding out of her own entrepreneurial businesses. She has been pouring back into these women. So today we're curious to see how's mom handling that when the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. But before we get into the serious stuff, we want to get to know you more because that's what we do here. So we want to go into the rosy minutes, just a few minutes. I'll ask you a question, you quickly answer in what, no overthinking it. Just hit me with what just comes. So I'll just kind of be boomeranging between the two of you. Oh. Ready for me?
Yeah.
Great stuff. So what was your first job?
My first job was actually with Barclays Bank.
Oh, wow. Oh, great. Okay, I'm not supposed to get carried away. Have you ever met anyone famous?
Yes.
If you could pick up a new skill in an instant, what would it be?
A new skill? Piano playing.
Seen any movie that you'd recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. I like this one, your old-time favorite song.
My all-time favorite song? Let's Get It On.
Let's get it on. Okay, Alina-Lee, worst thing you ever did as a kid and got away with?
So many things. I have to like
One.
Okay, worst thing I ever did as a kid and got away with it was probably like I baked this cake and it had like milli and stuff. And I gave it to her and I told her it was a real cake, but it wasn't.
She's got immunity still. This is Star Wars Roses. Would you reprimand a stranger's child throwing a tantrum? This is a nice one. So a stranger's child is throwing a tantrum. Would you reprimand them?
Yes, I would, but it's the how you do it.
Great.
Good one.
Have you ever lied in an interview, Alina-Lee?
Yes, there were times that I couldn't say what exactly was happening, so they would ask me like, so we've heard that you might be doing this. I was like, no,
It wasn't me.
boss, no, not me.
So if you wrote a book, Mom, what would you call it?
My children.
Ah, your children. Oh, that is so cool. On that mushy note, we've got to get ready for the next part of the conversation. Don't go away. Look at these amazing, strong women that I'm hanging out with today. So excited. Sister interview, and we bring in the next generation of a powerful young woman that's coming up. You don't want to miss this. You're watching Style with Roses. This is Rose CBC. See you in a bit.
My name is Alina. I am a budding rose, and I'm hanging out with Auntie Rose on Style with Roses.
My name is Vanna Chanda, and I'm a flourishing rose. I'm hanging out with Rose on Style with Roses.
Welcome back. You are watching Style with Roses with me, Rose CBC. And joining me today, if you missed the first part, the fun part, I've got two powerful, strong women with me today. My African sister, Matilda Karimamusama, wealth of corporate knowledge, 17 years of it in leadership, in training, and getting a lot of awards in recognition of her contribution in the corporate space, financial sector, by the way, so it's serious business that she was handling. Well done for impacting the Zambian generation as well as Africa, because your awards speak for you. And apple doesn't fall too far away from the tree. Alina-Lee Karima is an award-winning chef. She is a young leader with the Queen's Commonwealth, and most importantly, from 16 years old, she founded her own Women Economic Empowerment Movement, where she is supporting women from disadvantaged areas and equipping them with soft skills, entrepreneurial skills, business skills. So between these two, there's so much going on. But today we want to know, so how do you handle that? Because Matilda and I, that's why we're sisters, because our generation will kind of be like boxed in. Doctor, nurse, you've got to be this, because when your child is creative and exploding, we can't handle that. But let's hear it. How do we do that? Matilda, how do you feel about this creative child of yours that's bursting out?
First of all, it's an honor and a privilege to be on your show, Rose.
Thank you.
I'm truly grateful to be here. Having Alina and Chanda, I have two daughters, Chanda and Alina, who are both
by
very
the way.
creative.
Yeah.
Is such a blessing.
Yeah.
But today is about Alina.
Yeah.
Alina has been an inspirational child to her peers, to everyone around in the community, in our neighborhoods and everywhere.
Yeah. Wow. So Alina, obviously we have a bit of advantage on Style with Roses. We like to follow the budding roses and get a bit of background. So Alina-Lee, the strength behind you, the pillar of this woman. And I know she has raised you and your sister with hands-on love and attention. There was another sibling, condolences again. There's now two of you. How do you feel about mom's hand over the journey that you've traveled? Has it impacted you in any way?
I think that the handover was very subtle. It wasn't anything that was forward and said, here are the lessons that I have learned. Here's the woman I want you to be. Definitely we had those moments because she's an African mother. Yeah. We had the moments of where the direction she wanted my life to go. But I've always been, since I found my identity, I've been very stubborn in it and stubborn in the narrative of my truth. So with her, it was more, I have watched you become. I have watched you strive and take care of this family. We have gone from all of us living in a one-bedroom house to living in a two-bedroom house to you getting these promotions on your own, and I will become. So it was just learning from her leading the way. She was never I think it was more not a say as I do. I think it became more do as I do. Yes.
Do as I do.
And I found myself. I wasn't trying to become the woman that she was. I wanted to be a woman like her, but not the woman she was. So I wanted to be a strong, independent, hardworking woman that the community could depend on, that helps other women. But I needed to find my own identity as a person first and as a young woman next.
But what I'm hearing you saying and just observing the two dynamics in your life, she was in corporate. She wasn't directly dealing with women hands-on the way you've chosen to go. So subconsciously you were probably watching her, but then the strength that you drew in pouring into other women came from you, the way mom nurtured you. Do you think that played a part in the way you've ended up loving all these women that are not even biologically or even in any way related to you? And we'll get deeper into that.
Definitely, because growing up, like I said, we lived in a one-bedroom house for quite some time, and it was me, my mom, my sister, my brother, grandma, our aunt, other family members. Yes.
Family,
And what I noticed was in our community, people always came to our door, and even my grandfather would travel from other parts of Zambia to come and ask my mom for help, even in the situation we were. So anytime that they came, they were never turned away hungry, empty-handed, disappointed, and it was never at the expense of us. So it was experiencing that made me identify a woman as the most important member in any community, and this is how beneficial she is. So it was definitely directly watching her be beneficial to our family and the community that inspired it to say, I have to be of great benefit to my community wherever I find myself in the world. I have to be of great benefit to that community and to my family and to the rest of the world.
You were just letting us know how you started at 16 years old. You were already being drawn to supporting all these women that were coming to knock on your door from the community. What is it that was tagging at you to feel like you needed to help them? I mean, you were 16, you were just like, get out of here, I want to listen to my Walkman or something. I mean, why would you sit with women and try and help them and try and give them solutions to their problems?
So I've always been a very old soul. So at 16, I think my sister was the one that was like listening to music and this. Anytime if I got like an iPod, I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
At 11 years old, I was writing like Oprah Winfrey magazine reviews.
Wow.
Teaching my friends money skills and etiquette that I knew nothing about either.
Yeah.
So at 16, it was just a problem for me that I was able to turn this creative skill that I developed into an income generating hobby, and I could afford all the little things that I wanted, and I didn't really need to ask my mom for money for the movies or for this, because I was making my own money at that age. And you have women that are twice your age and they're just not aware that these opportunities are out there for them, that they can explore business opportunities, that they could enhance themselves and get better job opportunities. And nobody was stepping up to help, because every weekend we were getting so many visits knocking at our door.
Wow.
All the other gates in the neighborhood as well. And in so many other communities, I figured. And nobody was stepping up to help to say, let's go into these communities, let's change
and help.
these
Let's see
women's
what we can do.
lives.
Hold it right there. Sorry. I need to ask this. So right there, 16-year-old girl is not asking you for money. She's already started her own business. Weren't you panicking like, weren't you worried?
Not really, because I think both my children, and to speak specifically about Alina, would go on holiday.
Yeah.
And Alina will be busy picking up lip gloss, tights, this and that to resell. At school.
She already had a very good entrepreneurial head.
So she was already an she was already an entrepreneur at a very early age, selling small things to make money for a movie, for this and that. So no, I was at 16. I was actually expecting it.
Really? So now 16 and only a few years up the line. So obviously now you've evolved and we've established. You've got women economic empowerment going on, and you've got a number of women already in that movement. What do you see this movement of yours becoming for these women?
We used to get about 30 women every weekend.
Yeah.
So in total, we were able to train close to a number of 300 women. And they were coming from all over.
Nice.
It became so successful. We had women coming from Kaunda Square, from Chingola, from Kafue, from all parts. And at the time, it was called Aphrodite Beauty Cares.
Aphrodite Beauty Cares.
Aphrodite Beauty.
Okay.
So we used to call them the Aphrodite Beauty Cares Project. And just to go from trying to inspire them, motivate them, to being inspired by their success stories.
Yeah.
We have women that were going back into their communities, things that we never like saw happening. Right? We have women that were going back into their communities, sharing the skills that they learned with us, with other women in their communities at no charge at all. Same as with us. They didn't charge them, and they said, when you learn this, we could collaborate and we could form this business. So it wasn't, I'm training you just for the sake of, and I'll leave you there. They were also taking them on and saying, okay, so we'll be doing like hair, you'll be doing nails, I'll be doing makeup, and they were collaborating.
Collaboration
so
going on there.
Spiderweb effect.
Oh my God, I'm loving this. It's almost like you've already gone into the next space where I want to take you. But before we get to that space, let's take a short break. And when we come back, let's find out what greatness means to Alina-Lee as well as her beloved mom, Matilda. Don't go away. We're having fun right here on Style with Roses.
Lost him tonight, cause the feeling is right. Who knew from a concrete that you would...
And we are back. We hope you've been enjoying the conversation so far. It's been amazing out here. So we just now want to soak all of this in and just find out what is it about all of this that brings out the greatness. And I'm going to really zoom in on here, Alina-Lee, because recently I was at a place where, and you were standing on the same platform with His Royal Highness, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, on his recent visit to Zambia. You were one of the organizers. Would you like to tell us something about that? Would that be your moment of greatness?
I think I could identify that as a moment of greatness, definitely, for the organization and for me, because it means something to have been really early into your 20s and handpicked to help organize this very important visit and to share the same stage as him, be a keynote speaker. He came in his capacity as president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust.
Right.
And to announce to the entire world that Alina and my organization, the Women's Economic Empowerment Project, are partners of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, meaning he is supporting us. He's supporting me as a young leader. He's supporting my organization and its capabilities and the impact that we are making to receive the support and funding and backing.
So you definitely got your moment of greatness, and we just absolutely love that. So Mom, there's Alina-Lee living and reliving her moment of greatness. What would your moment of greatness be described as?
Rose, I'm living in my greatness. Greatness means different things to different people. For me, greatness is living in the now and seeing my children blossom into the individuals they have become, impacting lives.
Yeah.
They're creative in the most positive way. For me, I'm really living in my greatness.
Living the dream, and that's what greatness is all about. We will be right back, and we will be passing roses from these beautiful, budding and flourishing roses. Don't go away, we'll be right back. And welcome back. Oh, we're almost coming to that moment where we end. But before we do that, Style with Roses would never be complete if we cannot inspire and impact. And we only do that through the language of roses. So may I please have the beautiful roses? Thank you, Miss Carol. So ladies, the conversation has been phenomenal. You are doing amazing work. You are representing two diverse generations, but handling it with such grace, such compassion, and such consideration. The red rose stands for love. It's timeless. It comes from the heart. And your stories, Alina-Lee, what you are doing as a budding rose, Style with Roses would like to give you this. To remember and acknowledge that the work that you're doing is going to burst out and impact so many in your generation and future generations to come. So that is your torch to take forward. My dearest sister Matilda,
Yes,
even
my
move
sister.
forward. You, the flourishing rose.
Thank you.
This rose is given to you in recognition of all the love that you have poured into Alina-Lee to allow her be able to multiply herself. Through her work, and your work, now we've got this beautiful big rose bush. We've done our part, and now you need to keep the roses passed on. Alina-Lee, I'll start with you. You need to pass this rose to somebody you feel needs to be inspired and impacted. A budding rose in your generation, or it could be your organization, but speak from the heart. Who would you pass on that rose to and why?
I will pass this rose on to one of my best friends, Candy, because I believe in her capabilities as a young woman, as a leader, as a firecracker. She is going to do so many amazing things in this world, and you're going to read all about her.
Ooh, wow. Great. Ah, I love that. Okay, now I'm getting all mushy. Mom, this is your turn now. You pass on. You flourishing rose, you pass on that rose.
I'm passing this rose on to my children and all the youths in their generation because they're the future leaders.
Wow.
In fact, they're leading now. So I'll pass this rose to them. Take this rose, it's your torch, go light the world.
Oh, wow. And that's what we're all about. Lots of love happening on set today. We have been talking about then and now. We have been talking about what is it like to have the two generations merge and acknowledge the budding generation that is creative, that is expressive, that we can't hold back. Allow them to go out and multiply themselves. This has been Style with Roses with Rose CBC. And on that mushy note, I am saying bye-bye for now. So until next week, over and out.
Keep on chasing that sunlight. You can flourish if you do try. Pass them, let them see you in your new shine. Shine like